Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Starting things off, our first reviewer gives us their perspective.
This reviewer finds that this monitor is a substantial upgrade from their previous display and represents an excellent value for those wanting to step up to a higher resolution and refresh rate without paying a premium. Our reviewer was immediately impressed with the physical construction, noting that this display feels solid and well assembled, not at all cheap. The screen itself features an effective anti-reflective coating, and the colors are both accurate and vibrant right out of the box, requiring no initial tweaking. A feature that enhances black levels was also found to work quite well, only becoming slightly distracting during rapid changes from dark to bright scenes. On the other hand, a few aspects were more of a mixed bag. The response times are typical for this kind of panel, being a good middle ground option. Our client also noted that the very pronounced curve of the screen took some getting used to. While initially jarring, especially with fast horizontal motion in games, they quickly adapted and even came to appreciate how it makes viewing the entire screen a bit easier. The main compromises are found in the included accessories and controls. The stand is extremely barebones, offering only a tilt function with no height, swivel, or rotation adjustments, which could be a definite drawback for some users. Furthermore, the small joystick used to navigate the on-screen display feels like the cheapest part of the whole package, and the menu interface itself isn't particularly polished. Despite these minor complaints, this client is extremely satisfied with their purchase. The core performance is great for the price, providing an acceptable experience even in competitive games. It stands as a strong recommendation for anyone looking to enter the next tier of gaming monitors, but isn't ready to commit to the much higher cost of top-end models.
Let's start with our first reviewer's experience.
This reviewer came to this monitor after a very long time, replacing an old display whose main feature, 3D, really shows its age. With that in mind, our reviewer is hoping for similar longevity from this new purchase. As a hardcore gamer who spends the vast majority of their week playing, the upgrade to a 1440p resolution was a massive visual improvement, making games look significantly better. This client quickly learned that their older graphics cards struggled to push ultra settings in every title, but the visual fidelity was still a huge leap forward. It is important to note that this individual is a dedicated single-player gamer with no interest in the competitive scene, which frames their experience. For their style of gameplay, this monitor performed flawlessly, delivering an experience with zero screen tearing, lag, flickering, or noticeable ghosting. While the display boasts a high refresh rate, their preference for maxed-out graphical settings meant frame rates often hovered in the 60 to 80 FPS range, which was perfectly fine for their needs. The HDR feature was deemed just okay and not something they would use anyway. Physically, the immersive 1000R curve was a standout, providing a level of engagement that made them completely forget about the 3D feature they left behind. A helpful tip was shared regarding VESA mounting. Due to the display's rounded back, using the included rubber washers from a monitor arm is crucial to create the necessary clearance for a perfect fit. The unit arrived with no dead pixels and the backlight bleed was hardly noticeable, both major positives. Overall, this client is extremely happy with this monitor, recommending it to any non-competitive player looking for an immersive and visually impressive upgrade.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer decided to share their experience after upgrading to this monitor. Coming from a 1080p curved display with a 144 Hz refresh rate and 1 ms response time, our reviewer notes that the jump to 1440p is significant, although the product does lack some desirable features. On the plus side, the 1000R curve is a standout. Our client found it created a truly immersive gaming experience, noticeably different from an 1800R curve. The 1440p resolution, 144 Hz refresh rate, and 1 ms response time are all strong selling points, and while it's advertised as HDR10, it's actually HDR600, which still offers a peak brightness of 600 nits. The VA panel provides a nice contrast compared to a TN panel. Finally, the great price point makes it an attractive option. However, this client ran into some drawbacks. Switching between HDMI and DisplayPort can be problematic, often requiring manual adjustments via the mini joystick underneath. Our reviewer uses DisplayPort for their PC and HDMI for their Xbox. The DisplayPort is version 1.2, not 1.4. This is adequate for gaming at 1440p and 144 FPS, but lacks the bandwidth for optimal HDR content. The HDR performance is better through HDMI. It is not G-Sync compatible, though it does support AMD FreeSync Premium. The stand only pivots and offers no height adjustment. Also, unlike higher-end models, it lacks RGB lighting, but this wasn't seen as a big deal at its price. A reviewer also noted that achieving the advertised 1 ms response time requires setting the monitor to its fastest setting, which can result in washed-out colors and ghosting. For the best picture quality, they recommend enabling AMD FreeSync, which defaults the monitor to a normal response time of 4 ms, which is hardly noticeable. Overall, it's a decent purchase and offers good value. It's a great option for casual gamers prioritizing resolution. However, serious gamers may want to look elsewhere.
And that's it. If this video helped, hit like and subscribe for more. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching.